Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I am going to discuss and show you how we integrate the extend report with xUnit Selenium C# project. So I have created here one sample project with two files where I mention the test script. In one test, I mention by using the fact, and in second file, I mention by using theory, right, with the data driven. Now, and also created few other files which need to generate and integrate the extend report. Okay, if I run these tests, you will see the reports also with attached screenshot if your test is getting failed. So if I run these two unit test files, then you will see a report will generate with the attached screenshot for the failed test. So here in this file, I make this test fail. Let me run, and after that I will go step by step. I will create new project and explain each and every files. Let me run the test. I'm running, and at the root of the project, you will see here report HTML file will generate after the execution of Selenium test. In the test, I have only the sample where I am just navigating launching the browser and navigating the URL. Test execution completed. If I go here, you will see report.html where all the 5 tests result you can see. Here we have this first test got failed. So we have attached a screenshot of the failed test. Now, let's see how we implement these code in a fresh project. So, okay, now let's see what we will do in the project, what I am going to implement. A new project, I am going to implement the extend report in xUnit Selenium framework. So first of all, I will create a new project, install the dependency like Selenium extend report dependency by using NuGet package, xUnit and xUnit runner. So xUnit already it will install when I will create a xUnit project. Then I will install the xUnit runner, and I will create 2 sample test file with 4 tests. And after that, I will create a base file which include launching the browser and closing the browser. And also I will add some more method which will helps to generate the reports and capture the screenshot. Report util1 C# file I will create where I will implement the reports, extend reports methods. I will create hook where I will implement async lifetime test collection file I will create, which will help to share the reports object among all the unit test classes. Test output helper extension, I will create one file where I will add method to get the test name at runtime. These few steps I will implement step by step to generate the extend report. And this is already implemented in my previous project, in this project where I have executed and shown you the report. So let me go one by one and I will show how we implement the extend report in xUnit Selenium framework. So let's first create a project. I am opening Visual Studio. Okay, going to create new project. So let's go here, create a project, new project. Click down here. So it's selected the xUnit test project. This is okay. We are going to create the xUnit test project. If it's not showing there, okay, then we can search here xUnit and you will see xUnit project. Okay, click on next. This is the project name. Okay, by default it's test project 3. So we can change, give the different name, and we can also browse and change the location where we need to add this project in local system. Now, This checkbox I selected. So place solution and project in the same directory. So if we check this, our solution project as well as the project, both will create, add in the same directory, same folder. Now click on the next button and you can see here by default .NET 6.0 framework selected. Go with the default framework and click on create button. So now here you can see the test project is created with one sample unit test file. So let's create a folder where we will add our unit test. This is the test, and let's move this unit test here. So one unit test, second test I am going to create in one file. I have two tests. In second file, I am again going to create. Next, I am going to create one more unit test file. Why I am going to create? So that I can show reports below reports when we have multiple files, test files. So unit test 2 added. This is the public. We can add. And here I'm going to add the test by using theory. So two different type of tests I have here. So let's copy this here and paste. Remove this as of now. I will tell you later. Now unit test 2 and unit test 1 is created. Now let's add a base test file. So base test is basically, this is a superset of each test where I am going to implement the setup and tear down kind of things, right? So in xUnit, there is no setup and tear down. So what we can use the constructor, okay, of base class, which will automatically, and then I can use here dispose method. Dispose method work like a tear down. It will work at the end of the test, after the execution of test. Now here we can import iDisposable, because this method is implemented in iDisposable. So I override this method. Okay. Now we can install and add the dependencies. Let's add the dependencies. I'm going to manage NuGet package. Go to the browse, Selenium. Selenium WebDriver, you can see here. This is the latest version. Let's install this. Applied. Install. Next, Selenium support we can install. Apply. Now let's see the extent report. So search the extent. This is the link extent. Okay, this is the latest version. We need to go. Okay, go to the first one, and this is the latest version 5.0. Click on install button and click on apply. Accept. This install. Let's update the xUnit. xUnit install. Okay, this is the old version, so we can update with the latest 2.5.1. And similar type, we have xUnit runner. We can also update this with the latest. Okay, now dependencies has been added. So let's implement the extend report. So first is steps. I need to create the properties WebDriver. Here I added. Then next, let's import this class. Then here we need to use the driver equal to new. I'm going to use the Chrome drivers, right? Chrome. And then here we need to use the quit method to close the browser. Then let's navigate the URLs. For that, I can use driver.url equal to dot facebook.com. Okay. So I'm just writing this simple code which will navigate the URL. In the test, I am not going to write anything. Okay. So because I am not showing here how we write the Selenium test, I am showing how we implement the extend report. So in the constructor, we can use the itest output helper. Okay, this will helps to write the console output. So we can create one more variable. Itest output helper. Okay, so if I go in the code, you can see I created this one. Okay. Now we need to extend the base test in our test method. So let's go and extend. Open the test, use the colon base test. Okay. Here I need to use the constructor itest output helper. Okay. Now nothing need to write code here. Just I use the call the base constructor. Similar code I need to add in our test here. Okay. This is the unit 2 constructor. And inherit the base test. Now if I run the test, you will see it will run. Let me run. Yeah, browser launched and closed because the dispose method is automatically invoked. Okay, now if I look here, all the 4 tests, you can see it's passed. Now let's see how we implement the extend report. I am just going to put all these files in the reports folder. So let's add test class name. I am giving the name utils. Okay, this is should be public. And then copy and paste code. I will explain this code. Okay, as of now, I'm going to hard code the path here, but we can make this dynamic. Okay, and there is an initialize method. So when we call the report.util, so it will initialize the reports. And when we call this a flush report method, so it will flush the report extend.flush and generate the report. Now, this is not needed. Okay, so creating the object of extend spark report, passing the path, then creating the object extend report, attaching the spark reporter object. Now, this is done. So let's create now hooks. This hook file, test hook. So what is the test hook? Test hook, our report method are async, right? This method is async and we cannot use the constructor for synchronizations to async. That's why I'm using this. So it has two methods, initialize async as well as the dispose async. So initialize async invoke initially, and dispose async method will execute at the end of the test, means last after execution of all the tests, this I dispose async method will invoke. So let's create this two methods. I initialize async. I need to implement lifetime. Okay, so both methods implemented. And in the first method, I am using the report util.initialize method. So when this will invoke automatically, it will initialize the extend report. And when it call the dispose async at the end of all the test execution, after the all the test execution, then it will flash the report, means generate the report. Now we need to call these hooks in our collections. So let's now create test collection. Okay, so test collection file. So just copy here. So this is nothing, right? Here just I created a blank, nothing code I have written. So given the definition of a collection, and here I'm inheriting the test hooks class where we have two methods. So this collection I need to apply throughout the test. So it will automatically share the object of the test hooks among the classes. So how we use? So here we have collection attribute. Use this over your test method. So like here I have first test. So file here add the collection, and in second we can also add the collection. Now few more thing I need to implement. So if I go in the base test, here we need to add the test name, and in the dispose method I need to mark the test pass if your test runs successfully, and also I need to attach the screenshot for the failed test script. So let's look the test. So I am going to create one current test object for the extend report in a base test. Added this, okay, because we need to add the test into the test name into the report. So that's why I'm using this object. And then we have one more thing we need to get the test name at runtime. So in the xUnit, there is no way to capture the automatically at runtime. So that for that I am using the test output helper. So let's create test output helper extension so that we can get the test at runtime. So now I am going to add test output helper extension file. In this file, I'm going to create one method, right, to get the test. So public static. Okay, so get test name. Here I pass the output. There is some reflection using to capture the test name, and then splitting the test name, because when we get the test name, it will give us the namespace, class name, and test name, right? So that's why I'm splitting from the test here, splitting from the test, and then removing the dot at the beginning, right? Then it will give us the class name and the method name. Now going to back in our base test. Okay, here you can see in the base test, I am calling the current test name, test output, and the get name. So by using this test output helper object, I am calling the test name, getting the test name. So let's create one more variable, current test name, here in the base test. Okay, and then write these 3 lines, 2 lines. So current test name, get test name I am getting, and then I am calling the report util extend object, and then create a test passing the test name. So it will create the test name. So it will add the test name in the extend. Next, I am going to capture the screenshot of the test. Okay, so in that case, we need to write some code in the dispose method, which will check if your test is getting failed, then that will capture the screenshot and attach into the report. But we don't have any option which directly give you the way to give the status of the test result, right? I have not found. If you found, there are some alternate maybe approach, some different approach we have. If you know, add a comment, right? So now what I am going to do, I am just creating a dictionary object here, a dictionary. This, it should be public one. This is test result. Okay. And then let's see in the report. I have a method here protected. By using this, we can add the test result. Okay, so one method here I am creating. By using this, I will call this method to add the test name as well as the test result. Let's create one enum where I will add 3 fields: pass, fail, and unknown. Okay, added this. Now we can initially we can regard the result as unknown, because when your test will start, right, base test automatically invoke. Now here unknown is the result. Okay, next here we can write the code to capture the result. Okay, test result. Let me copy this complete code. Okay, what I am doing here, I am just getting the result, test result, get value of current test name. So based on the current test name, I am capturing the result. What is the result of the test? Basically, this is the dictionary object, right? So I can call here test result, get value or default current test name. It will give you the current test result. Now here I have switch case. In the switch case first one is passed. Here I am adding in the current test, in the extend report, log status pass. Okay, this is the message we'll add and break the case. If we have fail or unknown, in that case, I'm going to write here, mark the test fail. So in the extend report, so current test dot log status dot fail, giving the current test name and message and fail. So you will see when the test fail or unknown, then in the reports, extend report, you will see test will mark fail. And this line of code will helps to capture the screenshot. And this is the path, right? We need to give the location where we need to create the, where we need to generate the screenshot. So let's add this code. So basically what I am doing here, I am just creating the directory and making sure if this is exist, because by default it will not exist. If this is a not exist, added code here, then I am creating the screenshot folder under the bin directory. Okay, because this complete path will give you the bin directory path of your project. Under the bin, one screenshot folder will create by using this condition if file folder is not available. Now this code is ready. Next, we need to tell our test pass or fail, right? Based on those, we need to write this step. So first test I am going to make fail by using assert.assert true and then false. assert.true, passing the value false, right? So that you can see also the failed result with a screenshot in the report. Now, next test, I am going to record this as a pass. Before that, I need to write the steps. This line of code should be at the end of your test. If you are using try and catch, right? So use the test result false in the catch block if your assertion is getting failed, and this make at the end, once your all the steps run successfully, change this status pass. But if you are using the try and catch block, in the try block at the end pass this, and in catch block you will mark the test result dot fails like this. If we are using try block, so in try block we can put our passcode, and if in catch block, because catch block after that we are getting exception, when we are getting exception it means our test is failed. Okay, so in that case we need to make this as a false. That is, we need to, in that case we need to make this false, that is fail. Okay, in that case we are passing the information in our test script. Our test is passed or fail based on the steps. Now we can write the here as a pass, right? But make sure this step should be the last step of your test script. Now let me run and you will see the report will generate of both classes running the test. Okay, test, all 4 tests executed, 1 test is failed. Let's see the report. Here we have one report.html file. So open this. You can see all the 4 tests result. You can see here test unit test 1 failed. Screenshot is attached. Second test of the first unit test 1 run successfully. Third test name and run successfully. Okay, run successfully. And here we are getting test 1 failed. Hope this tutorial will helpful to understand how we generate the extend report with the xUnit C# Selenium project. And if you have any alternate approach, better approach, leave a comment or share the code. Okay, and thanks for watching the video. If you have any query, leave a comment. I will look into that.